This love I give away is the only love I will keep in my heart forever. Love, Mara. Long time ago, in this small thatched hut in the village of Mali, two young sweet couple lived and spent their love together. The wife was a tall and beautiful woman with a long shiny black hair, fair-skinned, deep alluring eyes, and perfectly shaped lips. Her beauty commands attention. She was a very gentle woman, and she adored her husband to the moon and back. The young man exudes an aura of strength and vitality. His well-toned, muscular body draws a magnetic presence. He possesses a captivating handsomeness that leaves a lasting impression. It's no wonder that every woman in the village was yearning for him to be their beloved husband. However, the passing years had not been favorable for the wife, for it had been 5 years Mara hadn't given birth to a child. Mara's husband Lakan was expected to have a son as a proof of his manhood and merit as the village chief. Mara's in-laws became impatient and reminded her of the consequences. According to the law in the village of Mali, a woman married to a chieftain and couldn't bear a son was a shame and useless. She needs to desert her husband, and worse, she will be thrown into the river. A leader without a son will be stripped of his position, otherwise stoned to death. His only option was to marry another fertile woman who can give him a son. One summer morning, Lakan and Mara were awakened by the cries of the tribe's people. Armed with bows and arrows and stones, they demanded, "Lakan, where is your wife?" Lakan, in a state of panic and disbelief, boldly lied. "My wife is getting ready for her long trip back to her village." But then the number of people grew in number and gathered around the village. Upon hearing about the commotion in the village, Lakan's parents were running here and there and hastily grabbed Arami's hand and said, "Come with us. You will marry my son Lakan." And off they ran towards where the tribe's people gathered. When they got there, Lakan's mother nervously announced, "Listen, dear people, my son Lakan is going to get married tonight," and presented Arami to be the bride. Arami was not so beautiful village woman who had a long romantic interest on Lakan. She smiled to herself and thought, "I am the luckiest woman. Finally." Then Lakan's father, in a loud voice, announced, "You are all invited to the wedding feast for Lakan and Arami tonight." The people yelled, "Long live Lakan! Long live Lakan! Long live Lakan!" All of the tribe's people did their part in the wedding preparations. Before dusk, everything was done in an instant, like magic. In the meantime, Mara had been quiet and refused to eat. She was invited to stay for her husband's wedding that night. Her heart was too heavy. Tears welled from her eyes as she assisted her husband putting on his wedding costume. As Lakan was about to step down on the wooden staircase, she ran towards him and asked, "My darling Lakan, can I hug you for one last time?" The two hugged and sobbed. "I'm sorry, my love. If I could have a choice, I would want to spend my whole life with you until the day I die. Always remember that I love you very much. You are the love of my life." Everything was in place. The tribe's people excitedly waited for the bride and groom. It was the grandest instant wedding of all time. There was merrymaking, dancing, singing, eating, and drinking. Mara couldn't bear the pain to watch her husband dancing with his new wife. She could hardly breathe. and so she left. The moon was round and bright. Unconsciously, Mara was heading towards the bridge. The sounds of the merrymaking, the laughter, the trumpets, the cymbals, the drums were too deafening. Tears blinded her vision. She was too weak and gasping for breath. She thought she heard a voice from down below. Mara, come down. Mara, come down. Mara, jump. Jump. Mara, jump. But she heard a familiar voice. Mara, no! No!